Welcome, everybody. I am Marilee Burnett, and I am back again with the messages for the week that I call an Astrolesson. And this is Memorial Day week. So thank you to all who have made such incredible sacrifices to protect us and our country. And I appreciate all that they have done for us. So just again, a big thank you and gratitude from somebody who has a daughter in the military. So I truly understand all that they go through for us, and just want to again say thank you for your service. As we go through the week this week, it's again, as usual, always amazing energy that we have. And this week we're going to talk a lot about Venus and the transformation that energy will go through. Got a lot of new energy with Jupiter moving into the sign of Gemini. So there's, again, not a heavy week, thankfully. The Gemini energy is much lighter than all the heaviness that we've been feeling since we've had Jupiter in the sign of Taurus. So that is about to lighten up as we head into this week. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel. Also consider subscribing to my website, where you have easy access to all the information that I have out there for you. And if you'd like to book a personalized session with me, you can check out my special offers on my website as well. So we're going to jump right in this week and take a look at the information. As usual, I have the Astro Gold chart for the week pulled up in front of us so that we can look at the details. And you're going to notice already as we get started on Monday, on Memorial Day, where we have a wonderful holiday here in, of course, the United States, we are seeing a lot of blue lines. So it's a lot of positive energy, a lot of positive flow between the planets. And of course, as above, so below. So we will feel positive and inspired on Monday. And we will notice that Jupiter is in the sign of Gemini, as I mentioned, so is Venus, and so is the sun. So again, a lot of lightness, a lot of focus on the mind and on communicating and learning new information, and information that helps us grow and expand. And it's as Venus marches next to the sun all week long, it's the energy that gets a rebirth. Right? So the sun cleanses the planet Venus, and Venus rules love and money. And as Venus moves out of the underworld and rises up above again, the planet will eventually move in front of the sun and come out fresh and new. And so can we, especially in the house or the houses that the planet Venus rules in your chart, which of course you would know if you get a chart created or do a reading with me. But that is how we start on Monday. The other energy that's really important on Monday is Mercury is flying through the sign of Taurus after it spent what felt like forever in the sign of Aries. And on Monday, it has this serious conversation, but it's a positive one with Saturn. Now, Saturn can bring restriction. It can bring important information about leaders. It can bring important information from a leader. There could be important discussions on this day. Saturn can be about the government. Mercury is about information. Pisces energy is spiritual messages. So if you are a spiritual worker, a light worker, Monday might be a really good day, even though it's holiday, for you to spend some time doing work that you can share with other people. Of course, things like writing and articles and sharing your work with others on this day. But there's something important that we need to be learning and paying attention to in particular on this day. Now, you're also still going to see this conversation that's going to be going on for quite a while between Neptune in Pisces at this 29 degrees and this Jupiter energy at 0, and then Pluto energy at 1 degrees of Aquarius. They support each other, and these are the outer planets that affect the collective and then affect us inwardly. So look for this to be a long, extended conversation, especially with retrogrades later in the summer in particular. But pay attention to whatever is coming up for you on Monday. It's meant to support you and help you and move you forward. But of course, we always need to tune in and make ourselves available with the energy as well. So that is a great kickoff on Monday that we want to make sure that we are showing up for. Let's move us ahead, and I'm going to move us right to Wednesday, because this is the next time where we have a significant conversation going on. On this day, you're going to notice Mars, motivation, action, passion, fighting, right? Sex, right? All these things are combining with the energy of Chiron, which can be healing. It can be wounds as well. So this is, of course, very much an individual story for you. When planets combine, of course, their energies combining and working together. These are combining at the number 22, which is a master builder number. So this is something where we can be, healing ourselves, right? Creating the future healthy self that we want. We also may need to be seeing our wounds, right? There can be something that causes us pain, but because of that experience, we are able to heal ourselves. Sometimes this brings pain and illness to the surface so that we can become aware of it. And then the other story with Chiron is the Chiron energy was the trainer of the gods, right? So he was a centaur and he trained the gods. And then Hercules, one of the gods, ended up injuring Chiron, and there was a wound that caused him a lot of pain. And through personal sacrifice, he was able to heal his pain. So it is a very intriguing story from a mythology perspective. And something about that storyline is coming up for all of us, and we'll feel that energy intensely. Now, of course, you can feel the energy a few days before, a few days after, but on Wednesday in particular, the two are combining, and we'll want to pay attention to whatever's showing up for us and understand the journey of healing. Now, Aries is about the self, right? But Aries is also war. Maybe, just maybe, there's peace talks that pick up and are much stronger on a day like this that can help positively influence the number of wars that we have going on at this time as well. So we will say a little prayer and hope that that is something that can be healed in the week ahead for us. And next, we're moving on to Thursday, and spend a little bit more time on this day as Jupiter is speaking in harmony with Pluto. So Jupiter in Gemini, this is introducing to us a growth opportunity in our mind, right? Gemini rules the mind. And Jupiter was last here 12 years ago, so that's 2012 for you, in about the June time frame. So you can go back to June of 2012 to get some ideas of what was showing up for you, what were you experiencing that was new, and are you ready to be done with that 12-year chapter? I know I am personally, and I hope the next 12 years are very different for me personally. But there, of course, is always opportunities that are both positive and what felt challenging over the last 12 years. And so what did you learn from that? And where do you want the next 12 years to take you, especially in the area of your chart where this Jupiter influence is showing up for you? Now, what makes this unique, of course, is at the time now in 2024 that Jupiter is moving into the sign of Gemini, it's having a really positive conversation with Pluto, which is in retrograde. Pluto, the planet of death and transformation, fear, power, right? And in the sign of Aquarius, which is about bringing people together through innovation, through new communication. There could be new ways of thinking about, of course, AI, but we didn't see this before. So this is a whole new experience for us. But there's something about the past, right? There's something about needing to go within whenever we're working with a planet that is retrograde. And this is brand new for us. We haven't ever seen Pluto in Aquarius in our lifetime, and we definitely have not seen Pluto having a conversation with Jupiter in the sign of Gemini while it's in Aquarius. So this is something brand new, right? This is a rebirth that's possible for all of us. This can be a spiritual rebirth, right? This is definitely justice. Jupiter wants things to be fair and just for all, right? So it is also an energy that has something to do with foreign countries and foreign people. I expect there to be something monumental that we will see this week as a result of this conversation. And while it is positive connection, it's a trine, that energy is available to you, but you have to be the one that takes advantage of it. So where do you need a rebirth, right? This is air energy in your thoughts, in your communication, in transportation, in how you bring others together, in how you might serve other people. So it's a really important energy that you want to take advantage of because you won't ever see it again. You'll have this for a few days as Pluto moves very, very slowly and Jupiter moves slower than some of the personal planets. So take advantage of it. Like I said, where do you need to break free from fear, right? That's another very Aquarian type of needing to break free from wherever you're feeling stuck. So big changes. Jupiter expands on everything that it touches. So Jupiter can expand on fear. It can expand on power. It's always up to us as an individual to tap into this in a positive and healthy way. But of course, not everybody does. So just be aware on Thursday that there could be some big, incredible changes. We still have, of course, Mars and Chiron also moving slowly together at this 22 degrees. So we still have this need for healing. And then we also see the quarter moon energy, which means the moon is getting ready to have its conversation with the sun, where it'll be new again. So this is the time in between the full moon that we just had in Sagittarius and the new moon that we'll have in Gemini. And of course, they are opposite each other, Gemini and Sagittarius. And so when we have the square, it's a time for us to check in. What was it that we meant to complete with the Sagittarius full moon? And where do we need to start making shifts in order to let this new moon in Gemini energy happen? And this new moon will be speaking in harmony. We'll talk about that next week with Venus. So Venus and the moon and the sun all close together, all bringing a big, huge opportunity to us. But something has to change from this square where we stop and realize we aren't on the path we meant to be on. And so then we're going to start something different, make a different approach. So big energy day on Thursday with lots to see, lots to experience, lots to think about and journal about, go back and reflect on, the time where this first started for you in 2012. And what did you see then that you'd like to see differently and have that grow over the next 12 years? Okay, now let's move on to Friday. So on Friday, you'll see Mars starting to step a bit away from Chiron, but of course they're still close together and providing an influence to one another. The other influence we have is Uranus. So Uranus in Taurus is speaking with Mercury. When these two come together, Expect the unexpected, especially from information, from conversations. It could be a surprise, like check in the mail, right? It also could be a surprise bill in the mail, right? This is money and finances. So again, it depends on where these two are meeting up in your chart, what and how that might show up for you. It can be aha moments. It could be big ideas for your business. Again, it could be breaking free from something. It could be using your words to break free and having, shocking conversations. There's something that'll shock us in some way, good or challenging, on this day. And again, it could be a couple days before or after, but it will reach a peak on Friday, May 31st, the last day of the month. And oh my goodness, we're 5 months done. We're ready to jump into June. And summer is right around the corner. Of course, we still have Jupiter having its conversation with Pluto. Like I mentioned, it's not even exact yet. So Jupiter is slowly starting the conversation with Jupiter, and it stays with us, as I stated, for a while. So whatever this is, it takes time to fully develop and unfold for us. We want to be open to it. And we definitely want to continue to take advantage of it. I got to apply the energy. And here we have Venus still getting closer and closer to the sun. So starting to get heated up. Now, Venus is a very hot sign, right, already. And so, of course, is the sun. So when the two come together, we are likely to see heat that can become a problem, and the wind, right, with the air becoming hotter and hotter as well. So it's a time to be careful with fires because they can spread very quickly. Prepare to have lots of water if you happen to be in an area where temperatures are going to pick up this week. I know I am where I live in the desert. It's going to be a hot week. So plan accordingly for that wherever you're at. All right, and then we are going to move right into Sunday, and this is the moment where, as I mentioned, Venus and the sun come together exactly at 12 degrees of the sign of Gemini, and they'll stay close. If you look at Venus in your chart, this house, wherever this is showing up, and then the houses that she rules, which would be Taurus and Libra, also can be going through some kind of a rebirth, some kind of a catharsis, burning away anything that's blocking you, right? Venus is love and beauty and money, relationships and marriage. So this is about communication, seeing a different side of Venus, right? Those of you who have Venus in the sign of Gemini in your chart natally might know that love for you changes a lot, right? Jobs could change a lot. There needs to be a lot of variety, or you get bored quickly and easily. So there's something about that the sun shines a light on, and maybe you've been stuck one way with Venus, and now because of this rebirth process, you'll want to experience the other side, whatever that means for you, right? So the story of this being stuck in the underworld and being able to come back up to the surface is all of us collectively, right? If you're stuck in fear as far as love and money goes, good news is that's about to change for you, and a rebirth is about to happen. And it's the greatest time ever to set intentions to burn away any fear, any blocks, anywhere in your life that you don't feel like you're enough, right? This is also our self-worth. Do we value ourselves enough? So take advantage of this energy on Sunday. Have a little Venus ceremony where you burn away all those things that are blocking you and set your intentions to be reborn with this energy, and in this house in particular where this happens for you. So wherever you're feeling blocked, now's the time for you to become alive again and celebrate yourself and celebrate women and coming together, and watch for an important woman, right, to go through some kind of a rebirth process, possibly. This, of course, energy can help something die, right? That needs to be let go of so that the rebirth process can happen as well. So death isn't a scary thing, right? It's intended to allow us to rebirth. It's death and rebirth, right? It's the phoenix rising. The phoenix has to go to the ashes before it can rise above again. So there can be some real intense experience. Again, it could be any time this week, but it will reach a peak on Sunday. And as it does, of course, Jupiter is still having its conversation with Pluto, and on Sunday, they are almost exact in their connection with one another. So big energy on Sunday, in particular about death and rebirth, because of the fact that Jupiter is having the conversation with Pluto at the same time as Venus is in connection with the sun. So definitely tune in to where you have this going on in your chart. I didn't do this on purpose, but this is almost exactly where I have this happening in my chart because I am a Virgo rising. So for me, for instance, this is all happening in my 10th house, something to do with my status and my fame and my reputation and my career. Maybe I'm going to take off and be really famous. So where is this going to happen for you? You'll want to take a close look. The other thing that is interesting is that this South Node energy of Libra, of course, is also speaking in harmony with the Sun and Venus. So as that happens, it can bring a connection from the past, wherever you have this showing up, of course, and there can be the potential of an opportunity, right, from the past. For people like me, have this in your second house, there could be maybe some kind of a financial gain. There could be a business relationship from your past, because the second house is the money you make. The 10th house is your career. That somebody could reach out with an opportunity for you that you might want to consider or take advantage of. You also might be ready to move away from and easily let go of a partnership or a relationship that you had in order to step into your future, right? Which is that North Node energy in the sign of Aries, which is also speaking in harmony with this event. So lots of positive energy and positive flow going on. As you look at the chart this whole week, we hardly saw any red energy of opposition or squares besides that moon energy, and the moon moves very quickly. And so nothing lasts more than, 2.5 days when the moon moves through each of the zodiac signs. So this is a good feeling week. You want to take advantage of this good feeling energy, but it can also make us a little bit lazy. When we don't have challenges, we can sometimes just slack off, for lack of a better word, and you don't want to do that. Now, I'll be surprised if we can, because of the fact that Jupiter and Pluto are speaking together, and they're both, Pluto's intense, right? It's also very psychological, and it can be bringing up things beneath the surface that we need to become aware of, right? And Jupiter's helping bring things to the surface. So again, that justice can be served. So it's really, as usual, intriguing week. And then the last piece of energy that I want to mention this week is this moon on Sunday is also joining with Chiron and Mars. So emotionally, Sunday, big, intense day. So I'm excited to see where the week's going to take me. I hope you will be as well. And then, as I mentioned just briefly, as we look into the week ahead, like I said, we're still going to see Venus with the sun for a few days. We are going to see Mercury move into its home sign, so it will be strong. Information and details will be really strong. And we'll end up with the new moon happening in Gemini. So another pretty fabulous week going on next week as well. So we'll continue to discuss and see where things are going. And I look forward to that next week. Now, make sure that you also go listen to the tarot card messages. So I should have that linked up above for you to check out. And if not, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel or my website. I try to put the link on both places so you can easily access it. And I pull a tarot card for every sign, so you get a little extra layer of messages for this week ahead. And I can tell you those tarot card messages were a lot of new beginning energy as well. So again, kind of this like blue positive energy that you're seeing in this chart also showed up in most of the cards. So be sure you go check those out. And if you want to know more personally, of course, book a session with me. If you want to just do tarot cards, if you want to do tarot and astrology, I am very flexible with how I make my sessions work for you. So I look forward to talking with you and hearing from you. Be sure and leave your comments below. Let me know how the week goes. And then we'll come back and we'll talk more next week. So I'm looking forward to it. Take care, everybody. And again, have a wonderful Memorial Day. Bye now.